Hello and welcome to a new Blux tutorial. If you have not checked the first introduction tutorial, I suggest you do that because we will be going into specifics today, mainly about moving heads and custom parameters. So first, for moving heads, what we want to use is a stage 3D view to be able to see our moving heads and the beams. This is not shipped by default inside Blux, so you actually have the 3D view here, but you won't see anything before actually downloading the tool. So first, you want to go into this address, which will be also in the description, and check for releases. So the server.zip here is the one that you want. So Blux Web with this is the one. So I download that. And I will be putting that inside documents, Blux server here. So I can actually open this, and this is a server already folder. So I just go one up and I will just do like this. So now I have my server here. And when I go into Blux, I should be able to see the 3D view. So the server is web-based, so it should work on Windows, Mac, and Linux. But you have to do one thing before actually being able to use it properly is going into the preference and uncheck use OpenGL renderer. Because right now there is a bug, when you use the OpenGL renderer, it will block your interface. So you want to first uncheck that and then put the stage 3D view. Also, just know that if you are just putting it the first time, it may render completely buggy. That's okay. You just save your file, you close, and you open again. And then it will load properly already inside, right? And you can then load your file and it should load fine. Same, it's a small bug. You should not have so many problems with that, and it will be fixed when things get fixed. Or you can fix it yourself. So the stage 3D view here, you can manipulate. I'm using a mouse, and with my right click, I can actually move around like this, and with my mouse wheel, I can zoom in, zoom out. It's very basic. This is prototype. It's not done absolutely yet for sure, but it still allows to do some things and to see how it will go render next time. I mean, in the future releases. So usually now I have my objects here. Maybe I don't want to use my grid so much, and I will just create a moving head. So now that I have this moving head, I may want to do F5 or reset because it will not update the structure. Like if you add some stuff, you may want to just reload. So Control R or F5 will reload the view. And now I can actually see my moving head here. Nice. What can I do with it? I can enable the have the dimmer, and already I see the beam, which is good. And color red seems to check, and I can change it here. I'm happy with that. Let's do a second one, and I will just do this. And now I have two moving heads. But how do I put them in space? There is a stage position and stage rotation for that. So first one, let's say it will go there. So it seems that this would be the axis, up, and second one will be going there, let's say, and maybe a bit down, right? Let's say I have an arc or something like this. And I will put another one. So I will just put 5. And I will reload the view. And now I have my all my stuff, and I can just say, okay, this one will be a bit there. Actually, what I can do as well while I'm there is go to the stage 2D view and put them. So actually, let us do the opposite. I will be here, and then moving ahead 1 here, 2 will be here, 3, 4, 5, right? Something like this. So that's good. I go back here. Yeah, it reloads all the time. And now I can actually see all of them in circle. So they are well placed. And they are all looking at this white ball here. That's good. So first we want to configure them. If you actually have a moving head with you, what you want to do is go all the way to orientation, and in pan tilt control here, you want to arrange this pan and tilt so the software is able to control it good. This will change the way the out range that will be controlled by the software on the prop. So what you want to do for pan is put it somewhere where it's only doing 360 degrees, not 1.5 turn, that is it usually does, but you want to actually move either this one or this one so it only does 360 degrees, right? For the tilt, it will be the same for 180. So you don't want that to basically this should be the position at 0, like this. And position as at 1 should be like this. So what you want is first adjust the values so the actual the physical representation matches what is happening in this view. This view should always represent what's in reality. If it does not, then you have to change things. You can also change the rotation, for example, of the prop of the device, right? Like this. So you see the base. You see the base here, base changing, and the light is actually staying on place because it's always focusing on this point. But yeah, this is the goal. So we're happy. We have our 6 lights in a circle like this, in angle arc. And now what I can show you is 2 different control modes. So the first one is target, and this is the target, the small white one. And you have the position of the target here. So if I do this, you will see that it goes up. And it's actually not exactly on sync. A lot of things are still like in development, right? The reason for that is because the representation here has a 20 centimeter offset. The head has a 20 centimeter offset from the base. So that you want actually to input here to say what is the actual offset. There is no library integrated right now. This would be in the library for sure. And so this would be automatic when using GDTF or other formats in later versions. But right now you have to manually input the actual height of your moving head, so the software knows how to compensate from the origin, because the origin is at the base of the object, right? So right now it's good. It seems very well centered, and I can see that what it will move as well. If I put it 2 down, it will not go there because it can't. But it at least can go here, and it will manage all the pan and tilt manipulation from that. We are actually working, I'm working on optimization, so there is no like 360 around or things like this, like trying to always find the best motion possible. Right now, if you manage good, you actually can do a lot of things already. So this is good, and each moving head will have their own target, right? So let me just put 0.2 everywhere, that I should have done before. So again, this is for the head offset. If you're not sure what it is, you can just go there, head distant to the base. to calculate target positioning. Another way of controlling it, if I get my last one, for example, let's put it in another color so you see it good. Here I'm in control mode target, but I can actually go in pan tilt, right? And then in pan tilt now, what I can do is directly control the pan and the tilt. So this is also a way, if you want to use it like this, you can definitely just use like normal base like channels, right? And then what you can do in, I will go back in target mode. What you can do in target mode is still have a pan offset and a tilt offset. So you can still say, I want to be a slightly up from this, you know, or slightly down, or like animate this basically. So you can still have manual control over that. It's just, yeah. It's to add more control over the target. So usually with target, you should be able to do everything. And most of the time it's more interesting like this. If I create a DMX interface and I set the interface on my object, what I will see here now, oh, maybe I need to, yeah. What I will see here is a lot of things, which are the channels to send things. Again, things are not super polished. What you want to do is actually disable all of those and just use the pan and tilt here channel, right? So let's say it would be on 15 and 17, for example. So now pan is on channel 15, tilt is on channel 17. And what you can do more is use precise channels here, which will make it, if I go on the DMX channel tester and I do this, you will actually see how on 15, 15, 16 will be pan. So let's do, so if I tilt, for example, you can see the, let's do it like this. In pan tilt mode, if I do this, it will change 15 slower and 16 faster. And this is a fine, pan fine, tilt fine. People who actually use it will know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we're on the stage 3D view. Good. Things are a bit messy right now. And what I want to do is maybe create a group, put all of them in this group, and use an effect like orientation targets. And when I activate that, now they will all respond to this one, which is exactly what we want. Right? So good. And now in the orientation target, what do I have? I have a pan offset, tilt offset. I have the number of objects that I want to control because it doesn't know exactly. And the position of the target. And mainly the shape here. And what's interesting is that now I can actually say, I want a line and I want to spread this line. I have 6 moving heads, so I want to put 6 here. And I want the start to be here, for example, and the end to be there. And let's do it like this and like that. And now you can see that with only one effect, I can actually change whatever I want. And I can, like, you know, have a nice spread like this, for example. So I can easily put things that are, yeah, nice, you know. So already with that, you can do so much. Another shape is circle and circle. So let's say I put it here. Now each of them have one ball as well, and I can actually change the radius, for example, or I can change the start angle. So maybe starting, this is, yeah, start angle or end angle. So maybe I just want an arc like this, and maybe I want them to run a bit like this. Maybe with more radius or orientation, maybe I put like something like 90 here, and now it's in another direction. For example, like this. More radius. Yeah. So you can easily create really nice effect just with one effect, one orientation effect. Effects like this can actually add to each other, which is very interesting. So let's say, for example, I want just a simple arc like this. So I'm happy with that. Maybe actually just change the offset so there is not so much crossing like this. Perfect. Maybe a bit more. So it's symmetric like this. So I'm happy with this shape, let's say. And what I want to do with that is have some noise on it. You know, like I like this shape, but now I want to make it move a little bit, not just turn. So I can actually have an orientation noise. And right now, the orientation noise, you see that it's kind of doing whatever. And this is because we're an override 100%. So if you've seen the other video, you will understand that basically this noise is completely overriding the target here. So what you want to do is go on blend mode and go in add mode. And now it takes the base and doing really weird stuff. But that I can just lower the intensity here like this. And now you will see that they are all moving around this space, right? So this is how you can like create really fun noise. Then what you can do with that is you can scale it to have, you know, like more like different frequencies, for example, for the things. And speed, actually. It changed speed, but it changed frequency, not speed. And axis multiplier. Let's say I only want to have them move on the vertical axis. I would just put 0 here and 0 here. And now, if you see them, they are only going on the y-axis. And they are all on the same noise system because they are all at first on the same y position. So I can just do a simple time offset by ID here. And now they are just like different. So this is how you can compose easily things. If I go into a sequence, so let me just remove that, and I will go into a sequence, and I put an orientation target here. You will see that it works right away. So you can go from there, and you can actually, I will duplicate, put this one here, and now put something like a radius or line, and something like this, for example, I don't know. And 6 here, yeah, better to control. Good. So let's say I'm like this, and then maybe I want another one that goes into a circle. And then the circle I want to change. So let's go like this first. Up. So I'm here, and it will slowly go to there because the target is a parameter inside each object. It can be interpolated like this. So maybe this one is not so nice. So maybe you want to change the offset angle for this one. So the transition is not so weird like this. Good. Perfect. And now this one, we can have, let's say, a turn speed, slow turn speed. So it will go like this, and we're doing like this. Perfect. And from there, I may want to animate things. So I can still edit everything. And I can, for example, animate the radius and have the radius at 1, for example, and then go back slowly to the end, or maybe like this and going like this. So now I can actually have this, and it just change and change. It's still the same effect, right? So if I change the turn speed, for example, I don't need to have like 3 effects to do this. I just have this, and it will change. everything. I can change, yeah, whatever I want. So maybe a start angle, for example, could be also something like it starts plane and then goes into an arc and then goes back to plane, for example, like this, and goes back to a full circle, right? So this is how you control moving heads mainly. I'm not sure there are other things to know right now. And now we can start looking at custom parameters. Those ones are very interesting. For example, so what do they have? What are they? First, if I click anywhere in the object grid view or in the objects here, I'm selecting my manager. And here you can see a lot of things. You can see all your moving heads, all your objects, some parameters that are interesting that mostly are here as well. But you can also see the custom parameters here. Let's say I have a creation where at many moments I want to change a color, right? And I say, this is my color, like this is a color I want to use in my palette, let's say. So I have orange that I want to use, and I want to always be using the same and only want to change it once. So it's, and then when I change it, then it will be on all the show, it will be the same orange. So let's say I have, for example, one effect here and one effect there and one effect there. So now if I change here for an orange, obviously this one didn't change, right? And I would have to copy the value and everything. So what I can do is go in here and say custom parameters. So I will just create a color parameter and saying orange. I check my orange. Perfect. And now here, in the source color, I can actually link it to my orange parameter. Boom. And this will be orange already. Same here, I will link it. And same here, I will link it. Boom. And now they are all the same orange. And whenever I want to change it, I just change it here for maybe a bit more reddish. And they will be the same everywhere. So this is how you gain a lot of time when you have a clear view of what you want to do, or you know that you will want to have some colors that you want to do. It's not just about colors. For example, if I have, I'm using here some positions or some things like this. Let's say, for example, where I'm. So let's say I have things like this, and I want to automate the radius. So let me remove that, and I have an orientation, target, and this is like this, and circle, and now I have my radius here, right? So wait. Like this, and my radius is here, and I can easily do the same. So I click here, I do float, I call it rad or whatever. I can even put it set it a range, so I know that it will not be so bad. And I can say this will be between 0 and 1. That's actually good. And now here I can link to the radius. So you can link anything, right? Rad. Boom. So now whenever I change it, so if I have one thing like this and maybe another target that will put everything, let's say here, for example, and then it goes back to this, then I can still link to rad, and whenever I change here, it will change everywhere. Right? If I put a smaller one, now it will be small here and small here. So that's good. That's the first really useful stuff about custom parameters, but it does not stop there. Let's say, for example, my orange is good, but actually the one in the middle, I want it to be slightly reddish all the time, or just because like I want to calibrate in a different way, or because artistically I want that. Let's say the two in the middle, like this red, this orange should be slightly different for them. What I can do then is go to my Go to my moving head. This should be 2 and 3, I guess. And so there is a problem when I just created the custom parameters and they are not appearing there because of synchronization. I just reload the thing. So file, open last document will reload the same file, right? And when I'm going there now, I can actually see the custom parameters orange and red here. They are disabled, meaning that they are grabbing the main value. But if I just enable that and I would change this one, you see that it will be now using the overridden value. So now I have my two different here, slightly different, like this. And now whatever red means, whatever orange means, will mean for all the lights this orange, except for those two that are overriding the value before they are like linked. So now whenever it happens, they will use this value. So this is very, very, very efficient for doing precise motion with only one effect. You can actually like link everything together, but still have specific behaviors for some objects. And with some imagination, you can actually go really far with this, because the rad is actually the same. Right now, this radius is 1, but what if on this one, I actually change it? Now this light will be slightly off. So let's say I turn this, I put some speed here. So now it's turning, but this one is actually slightly off. Again here, slightly off. Maybe other direction, yeah. So this allows not only to have common parameters, global parameters, but it also helps getting specific in effects, because effects have a global way of handling things. They are able to output different behaviors for all of them, but they can't like specify one particular thing. So this helps a lot doing this. Yeah, this was moving heads and custom parameters, two big features. Have a nice day.